2. We'll talk about fielding today. The 6 keys to fielding. The first one is your feet. The second one is fielding the ball. Third is actually funneling the ball in towards you. Fourth one is your footwork. The fifth one is fire, and the sixth one is follow. Okay? With the first one is feet. Now, if you're playing a corner position, for me, I think that your base should be a little wider. You want to try to be a little wider and knees bent a little more because you're going to be at a closer relation to home plate. When you're in the middle infield, you can be a little taller, more probably about shoulder length, and your knees don't have to be bent as much. For both of them, you want to be in what we consider an athletic position, okay? With that, you want to make sure as well that you have active feet, that you're ready to be either explosive to the right, to the left, forward, backward, any direction. You want to make sure that you're ready to move as soon as you see the ball hit, okay? Second part of that is the actual fielding of the ball. When you go to field the ball, if you're on the corners, your movement is pretty much going to be side to side. For the corners, you're going to be either to the left or the right. When you're in the middle of the infield, most of the times your first step is going to be in and over, whether it's in as a shortstop, in and over to field the ball to your left, in and over to field the ball to your right, in for something that's in front of you. So the difference between fielding on the corners as opposed to fielding on the middle is that on the corners you have to be quick this way. When you on the middle, you have to be quick in and over, okay? To actually go and field the ground ball, you want to make sure, if I'm playing the middle infield, all right, my hands are one of the things that we need to be talked about as an infielder. You have to make sure that you're carrying your hands. By that I mean, if I'm getting ready for a ball, my hands have to be out in front of me and relaxed, almost as though I'm carrying something. I don't want my hands out to the side. I don't want my arms hanging out. I want them in front of me in a relaxed position like I'm carrying them. That's probably one of the most important things in the pre-setup to field a ground ball. So now I'm in an athletic position. I see the ball hit. I go to field the ground ball. And I want to make sure when I go to field the ground ball that, as you can see, I went almost like a plane coming in for a landing. I made sure that I started level and then I got low with the ball, okay? So I'm carrying my hands level, field the ball out front. That's something that needs to be done all the time as a fielder. You want to make sure that when you field the ball, you're fielding the ball out in front of you, not in close to your body. My glove's down, it's open, it's out in front of me. The further I move my glove back, the more I lose track of vision of the baseball. Okay, you always want to make sure that you field the ball out in front of you and in the center. The center of your body is where you want to field a ground ball, okay? One thing you can think about as a fielder when you are fielding a ground ball is trying to field either the bottom of the ball or trying to field under the baseball. If I have the mindset that I'm trying to field under the baseball, then every time I'm going to have my glove on the ground. Don't worry about fielding the whole ball. Think of it as I'm trying to field under the ball or the bottom of the ball, okay? After I field the ground ball, I move into position now. One thing I didn't talk about when I move in position is make sure they talk about, you'll hear it, right, left field, okay? Right, left field, all right? So when I'm going to field the ground ball, right foot, left foot, field, all right? And that's at either at the corners or the middle infielder, right, left field. When I field the ground ball, what I'm going to do now is I'm funneling the ball to the center of my body. Okay, the reason I'm doing that so I can get control. I want to be able to have control of this baseball, and the best way is to pull it into the center of my body. Not to my right, not to my left. Pull it in or funnel the ball into the center of my body, okay? So now we started with the feet. Getting into active, athletic position. Carrying our hands. I went right, left, field, Now funnel. So now what do I do once I funnel the baseball? Now I have to do my feet again. So that's the fourth one, which is called footwork, okay? So I'm active, ready, right, left, field, funnel. Now, because I'm at second, I'm gonna have to move towards my target at first base. I field. There's a couple things you can think of, or wordings. One of them is just replace your feet, meaning that I field, replace my feet. Or another one is right, left, throw. So I have right, left, field, right, left, throw. Okay, either word are fine, they're the exactly same thing. One thing you don't want to do is step behind. I don't want to go right, left, field, right, left. I do never want to step behind. The reason is, first of all, I can stagger my feet and get messed up. Second of all, I'm moving away from my target. You always want to move in the direction that you're throwing, always. And stepping behind pulls me away from my target, okay? So we'll start athletic position, hands, right, left, field, right, left, get ready to throw. All right, now the throwing part. All I'm doing with the throwing part is picking up my target, making sure I stay square with my shoulders to my target, and trying to make an accurate throw through my target. Okay, it's called a fire. I think of it as I'm firing through my target, not to my target. All right, regardless of where I'm throwing, third, short, second, I'm always trying to fire through my target. All right. Ouch. All right. The last thing we're going to talk about with fielding is the follow, okay? With the follow, after we've done everything else, and you fired the ball, with the follow, what you're doing is you're moving in the direction that you threw the ball. You're getting your momentum or your weight moving in that direction, okay? So I go to field the ball, and then I take a step or two moving in that direction. The reason I do that is because I want to make sure that when I release the ball, my energy is going in the area that I'm throwing the ball. If I throw and don't follow it, a lot of times I can end up being on my back leg, throwing from my back foot, which ball will carry either outside to the first base side or the baseline for the guy coming down the base path, this side of the first baseman, or I might end up pulling it in the dirt if I throw off my back leg. So it's important that you get in the habit of every throw when you're taking ground balls, that after you make the throw that you follow it. All right, so I'm going to do all of them, all 6 of them. So we start with the feet. All right, I'm in the middle infield, so I'm going to keep my base a little shorter. I'm going to make sure that I'm carrying my hands and not on the side of me, carrying them in the middle. When I go to field, I'm going to make sure I get my hands out front. I'm going to make sure I funnel it into my stomach. I'm going to make sure that I shuffle or right, left, throw, and I'm going to make sure I follow, all right? One more. Again. That's the 6 F's to fielding.